Have you ever noticed how being alone can feel oddly peaceful? No explaining yourself, no adjusting your tone, no watching someone's face to see if they got it. Just you, quiet, controlled, safe. Maybe you've even caught yourself thinking, I'd rather be alone than misunderstood, which sounds dramatic until you realize how many times you felt unseen in a room full of people. And the strange part, it's not that you hate people, it's that being understood feels risky. There's a psychology behind this. And once you see it, that preference for solitude starts making a lot more sense. Some people learned early that being understood wasn't guaranteed. It had to be earned. Picture a younger version of you explaining something important and being interrupted, or corrected, or laughed off. Eventually, you stopped trying to explain deeply. You simplified. You edited yourself. For minds like this, being alone feels safer because there's no need to translate inner complexity. No risk of being reduced to a label or a shallow version of yourself. Solitude becomes a place where you can be fully accurate, even if no one else sees it. Then, there are people who've experienced emotional mismatch. You open up just a little, and the response doesn't land. They minimize it, overreact, offer advice when you wanted empathy. So your nervous system learns something subtle. Connection isn't dangerous, but misconnection is exhausting. Being alone doesn't drain you. Trying to be understood by the wrong people does. If this resonates, you might notice how selective you are with vulnerability. You're not closed, you're precise. Another profile is the high internal processor. These are people who feel things deeply, but express them slowly. By the time you understand what you feel, the moment to explain it has passed. So instead of forcing clarity on a rushed timeline, you retreat. Not because you don't care, but because solitude gives you space to finish your thoughts. Understanding yourself feels easier than being understood by others. And honestly, it often is. But here's the twist. Some people choose solitude not because they fear rejection, but because they value inner alignment more than external validation. They don't want to be understood incorrectly. They don't want empathy that misses the point. They'd rather sit in quiet truth than accept loud misunderstanding. To them, being alone isn't isolation, it's emotional coherence. And finally, there's a quieter reason we don't talk about much. Being understood means being seen, and being seen means being vulnerable to disappointment, judgment, or loss. So the mind makes a deal. I'll keep my inner world safe, even if it gets lonely. And that's not weakness, that's adaptation. So ask yourself, when you choose solitude, what are you protecting? Your energy, your complexity, your unfinished thoughts, or maybe just your peace? Which part of this felt uncomfortably familiar? And if you've ever felt this way, you're not alone, even when you're by yourself.